comment about some things. I got a lot of messages tonight, but it's all because I'm so hard on Trevor Siemian tonight. I only got a couple of highs. Hey, you guys could at least say hi if you're going to message me about Trevor Siemian. I know I've talked about Trevor Siemian the whole show. I got to stop for a second. The last thing I want to say is Kubiak said it for me. He said that at the presser, he said that it comes down to winning games. It's, if you're going to have all them, if you're going to have all those yards, that's cool, but you have to win the game. You have to if you're going to get in those positions to be a good quarterback in this league, you have to figure out a way to win the game for your team. And like I said, it's a team game, and so hundreds of people in these groups, they were like, oh yeah, he threw for 300 yards though. Did you see how sloppy he played though? And did the team win? That's my point. That's my point I want to get to. We did not win, and I think that last weekend was the time that Paxton Lynch should have took over and got in there and been playing the game. That's my opinion. And, I know a lot of people see it different, but there's a lot of people who see it the same way I do. A lot of people see, I'm trying to find the groups. I wanted to give some shout outs to the groups that I'm in, because I'll be posting this in your group in a little bit. So I know there's Broncos Die Hard. Hi, fans. Shout out to you guys. I'm in so many Bronco groups, I can't even remember all the names right now. But I'm going to still say great game to the Broncos, because I always do. Congratulations. I support all the players on the team, from the practice squad, bench players, all the way up to all the main starters. I support all you guys. And I'm going to say great job all the time, win or lose, because I'm a Bronco fan till I die, and I'm a Bronco fan for life, is the way I meant to say it. And to see him go out there and lose to a team that's not very good, it's hard. It's upsetting. And like I said, I'm on the air. Hey, I still got on. Like I said, a lot of my podcaster friends, they didn't go on today. Well, two of them that I know, they didn't go on today because when the Broncos lose, it's hard to get a lot of listeners in, and I understand, because I go through it, and and it's pretty crazy. So I'm going to get into the stats of yesterday's game, because there's really not a lot of, again, this week, there's really not a lot to talk about. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. Like I said, the Broncos, usually we could sit here and we could talk about the Broncos for about the way the game went, but yesterday they lost. Bottom line, and that's just the way I'm going to say it. So, real quick, quarterbacking. You had Trevor Siemian, who put the ball up 51 times, guys. Does that kind of sound like Brent Osweiler? It does. He went 35 for 51 for 334 yards. Here's the thing. That's with an average of 6.5 yards. So it's a dink and dunk offense, and he can't bootleg. So what's the point there? We could have had, I know. For one, he had one TD. He went 3 for 20. His QBR rating was 52.6. And then you had R. Dixon, who oddly, he went 1 for 1. It was a fake punt. It's Dixon's our kicker, our punter, for everybody who don't know. Everybody's so used to our old punter. Dixon's our new punter, and he threw one pass on a fake, which was a pretty weird time to do it, weird place to do it. But they got the first down. They caught the ball. He got 16 yards, so his average is 16 yards, so it's pretty crazy. Our punter has a higher average than our quarterback. My computer just went off for a second there, so I hope I didn't lose no airtime there, guys. So, and then we want to get into the running, the rushing, which was horrible, which was like, this was crazy. So you had Justin Forsett, who went 6 for 17 and averaged 2.8 yards. His longest run was 9 yards. And then you had Booker, who went he carried the ball 3 times for 1 yard rushing, 0.3 yards average. And his long was a 1 yard run. I shouldn't even be talking about that. It's so horrible. It's crazy. But we're going to come over to receiving yards, which I was really happy that DT, Demaryius Thomas, stepped up. He went 10 for 126 with the average of 12.6. His average per catch at 12.6, and he had a long for 34. And here's the thing, okay? You have a quarterback averaging 6.5, and you have your wide receiver averaging 12.6. So that tells you this is a dink and dunk offense. So we're upgrading IQs here right now, football IQs, guys. You have a dink and dunk offense, and our quarterback cannot get the ball down the field. So Issa, I know I'm gonna get more bad press. I'll be quiet. Okay, I support Trevor Siemian. Let's go out there. Let's get a win this weekend, Trevor Siemian. Let's go out there against New England. We always do good at home against New England. Let's get a win. I'm taking the Broncos this weekend. I'll give you my score at the end of the podcast. So E. Sanders went for 100 yards also. He had 11 catches for 100 yards. He averaged 9.1. I'm going to go back up there. Dink and dunk offense. Quarterbacks averaging 6.5. E. Sanders 9.1. So these guys are catching the ball and doing the work after the run, basically. That's what's happening. They're catching the ball, doing the work after the run. What was his longest pass? It don't say up there. Oh, no interceptions. And then AJ Derby, who fumbled the ball away, who everybody's blaming the game on for yesterday. AJ Derby went for 5 for 57 with 11.4 yards per catch, and his longest was a 17-yard run. So 11.4 yards per catch. They're dink and dunk. Then you had Justin Forsett, which this is where he came in and showed a little bit, which was 3 for 18 at 6.0 yards. His average was 6.0. So, and his long was 11. So that's where he kind of showed just a little bit. He didn't really get a lot of times to run the ball, but his blocking must have been a little better. Trevor Siemian was sacked 2 times, I'm pretty sure. Or 3 times for 20 yards. 3. He was sacked 3 times for 20 yards. So, and those 2 of those sacks, I'm pretty sure were on Trevor Siemian. I think Kubiak even said that. Trevor Siemian, those two of the 3 sacks were on him. So you had Jordan Taylor, which is Sunshine, who went 3 for 18 with 6.0 yards per catch, and that's who we call Sunshine, who I think should get a little more playing time. And then we come over to Cody Lattimore, who went 1 for 16 at 6.16 yards per catch. That's the catch on the fake punt. And I don't think he should. I'm not a real big Cody Lattimore fan. I think that Benny Fowler should be playing more. And then you have Devontae Booker, who went 2 for 10, 5 yards per carry. And I think that Booker should be playing more, and he should be coming on doing more. The thing is that Booker's a rookie player, and this is the time of the year where college is done, and he's still playing. So he may be, getting a little wore down. Let me see, I got another message. I love my messages. Thank you very much. Hey, Robert, what's going on, man? Thank you. Thanks for listening, Robert. I appreciate it, man. That's cool. Thanks for stopping by. So I'm trying to finish up with the receiving for yesterday's game. Dink and dunk. Hi, Denise. I just saw you in there. I'm still doing recapping some of the stats from yesterday. And shout out to Robert, who just inboxed me. I appreciate you listening in, buddy. So you had Devontae Booker. I think they need to give the ball more to Devontae Booker. If he's not tired, like I said, I know he's a rookie, but if he's not tired, you got to get the ball to Devontae Booker more. I cannot see him if he's your main starter. I cannot see him not getting the ball anymore. He's on the field a lot, because they got to have him in for blitz packages and stuff like that. So you have to give him the ball more if he's gonna be your feature back, or if they're gonna go with Justin Forsett because he knows the offense and he's played under Gary Kubiak's system before. So and then Benny Fowler, who went 1 for 5. And I'm going to give Benny Fowler a lot of credit because I think he's the next Rod Smith of the Denver Broncos because he's an exciting player, and I think he's going to have a long, productive career. It's going to be awesome to see him down the line because it's pretty cool. So basically 36 for 350 yards and an average of 9.7 per catch, 1 TD. The long was 34, and it's crazy to see a dink and dunk offense. I know I guess I could take you back to Joe Montana, and that was a real dink and dunk offense. The same because you had, like I said, you had Jerry Rice who catch the ball 5-yard run and take it 80 yards or whatever. So I guess if that's the route of the Broncos, the only thing they got to get Trevor Siemian to do, and he was doing this before his foot was hurt. He was trying to run the bootleg on the play action, and he couldn't get outside the tackles, and that's the big difference I see between him and Paxton. Is Paxton could get outside the tackles and make something happen, and then if he that was the one good stat I want to say about that is when I was looking, I'll bring the stats from college next week because I had them for you, I had them ready, but one thing I can't say that I found out. Okay, I got it. And I'm going to give you these stats right now since I'm so upset with Trevor Siemian's play this season. It's been horrible. And after I give you these stats, you let me know if he's the NFL quarterback. So his first year, which is his freshman year at Northwestern, he went 16 for 26 for 256 yards at 9.8 yards per catch with 3 TDs. Okay, so his second year, the passes went up. Because I'm giving you this because this is really interesting to me when I saw these stats right here. So his second year as a sophomore, he went 128. He had 218 attempts and he had 128 completions with the 58.7 percentage, okay, for 1,300 yards. Okay, so his freshman year, he averaged 9.8. His second year, he averaged 6.0. So you tell me right there, that's a 3.8 yard difference right there. So that's a big jump with 6 touchdowns. He went down his second year as far as yards per catch. And then you get over to his third year, he went 298 attempts with 178 completions, but he had a higher percentage, which was 59.7, and he had 2,149 yards, and his average yards per catch was 7.2. So he went up 1.2%, and he had 11 touchdowns, which was probably his a pretty good year for him there, because the next year it went down again, but he had he had 392 attempts and 228 completions with the 58.2%, and then he had 2,214 yards. And guess what? His last season at Northwestern, he only threw for 5.6 yards. Okay, that's pretty scary. It was 7 touchdowns his last season. So as a whole, as a 4-year career at Northwestern, he had 934 attempts with 554 completions with the 58.9 percentage rate as far as a passer. 58.9. Get back to me on that. 5,931 yards passing. 6.4 yard average over a 4-year career. A 6.4 yard average over a 4-year career. The only thing I want to say is his last year, I do want to say he had 24 interceptions for the 4 years. 1 his first year, 3 his second year, 9 his third year, 11 his last year, and then 24 all total. So he went 27 touchdowns, 24 interceptions. But